everybody, and welcome to the new week of recording. Welcome to the Crone Cottage. I did brush my hair. Just a sec. Okay, so what's going on this week, besides just general knitting and some crocheting? I've got a craft project on the go. I've been writing to go with the craft project. And the trailer got moved and it's being demoed right now. That's why I paused, because Rob was having a question. So let's all be sassy since birth. Yes, let's all be sassy since birth. You know, why not? Menopause is a great time to be sassy. So yeah, just some black tea in the cup as my general sort of normal to start my day. I haven't been up for 2 hours yet. It's later in the afternoon. It's like 2 o'clock. But as you can see coming in this way, sunshine, which is nice because last night it snowed again. We're on the last days of March and it's still not 100% spring yet. We're still doing what I call wintering, which is that time between winter and spring where it doesn't quite be spring. We get snow. It's as a regular thing. There's no leaves on the trees either, and I haven't spotted a robin. I have seen geese. Mostly Canada geese. I haven't seen any snow geese yet, but they have certain routes, and that's not necessarily with stops here in Wainwright. But so anyways, but that's the plan this week, is to continue to motor forth with stuff around the house and continue to get ready for spring. I'll probably be going out with a garbage bag and the grabbers and picking up garbage. Lots of ands today because I'm tired. And the word of the day brought to you by the letter A and applesauce. I don't know. I'm tired. Migraine-y. So yes, life is pretty good here. I took a fish filter and a glass pedestal bowl thing. Would have looked really pretty with some trifle in it, but no, I didn't put trifle in it. I put some water and stuff and a fish filter, because I don't need all the fish filters for the big fish tank. So, and now the cats have one of those sort of aerated water dishes. So they're happy about that. I'm hoping that they drink more out of that than out of the big fish tank, because there is some question as to whether or not how much ammonia they're getting in the water from the fish. So yeah, so this is the start. So welcome, have your cup of tea. And just a second. Okay, so we're back. The drama is no one knows where the Sawzall went to. And so now we don't know. That's pretty standard here at the moment, because everything is still all over the place with no organization. I'm not sure what happened to it, because it was supposed to be at the front of the garage. But anyways, I'm going to sit and drink my tea and deal with relaxing. Relaxing's good. And then I'll be back with a little bit more video. It's going to be about 5-minute pieces here, you know, a minute. This one's definitely going to be a mosaic, little bits put into the video. So as the week goes, so we can get things posted on Friday. I'm really hoping to make that a regular thing, that hair. Anyways, yay, good afternoon. Okay, later, bye. Okay, so we're outside, and everybody's kind of outside. There's Bastion, cat prints. You can see much more melted yard, and everything getting all done. And despite the drama, there's Rob. He waved. There's the trailer now. The wood was fairly easy to take apart. They found a saw. Well, actually, Rob went home and got the saw, and they've been taking the trailer. So the demo on the trailer is definitely getting done today, and that is awesome, awesome, awesome. And so one more step closer for a tidier Crone Cottage, Creighton Acres, etc., etc. Hey everybody, back again with the, I don't know. Let's forget about hair today and think about baking. We'll be adding some more about the trailer, because that thought just poofed into my brain a little bit there. Almost demoed. But anyways, back to baking. One of the hardest things to do when you're having bouts of fatigue is to focus on what is required in doing baking. And in doing so, you start thinking about all the steps, and then you get tired because you're thinking about all the steps. But I'm talking with a friend about making bread. And when you do it old school, and not with a machine, when you do it by hand and you start from the beginning, there's a rhythm to it. And how each of the steps gets, you do things so that as you're going and you're doing, monkey, three other ones are outside. But when you're just going with the flow of making bread, sure, it does take a lot of effort, and there are bonuses to having bread making machines. For me, I prefer to do it by hand. I just love the labor and that goes with it. But psychologically, as I'm talking with my friend here, my friend Natasha, I'm sitting here thinking about how wonderful the routine and the structure of the day when you make bread, okay? Because there are spaces when you're making bread where you have time to go and do other things while your bread is doing its own thing. And that goes with other baking too. It's like when you make a cake, it goes in the oven, upwards of 45 minutes to an hour or more, depending on the type of cake. And so there are there's this whole sort of ebb and flow that baking from scratch can create, that just has this wonderful life of its own. And then of course your house smells wonderful. That when you go and you buy cookies and cakes and bread from the store, you don't get. And the other wonderful thing about baking for yourself is you don't have all the stuff in it as much to preserve it, so it will actually rot and go bad. And this is a good thing. After watching Fantastic Fungi again on Netflix, it's got me thinking about how much of a consumer society we have, and how much we feel, you see it all the time where people are just feeling like everything is out of their control and there's nothing they can do about anything and all that. Well, simply just going back old school and making your own stuff can go a long ways with reconnecting and creating that balance that we all seem to be losing, or have seen. We feel like we've lost this balance. I think what we've done is that we haven't lost the balance. We've just traded it for other things that end up making our lives more stressful. You know, all the running around. And so when vid hit, we didn't know what to do with ourselves because we were so used to rushing and rushing and rushing. Well, when you make homemade bread, you can't rush it. It does its thing in its own time, and that's just the way it is. You can do, there are a variety of bread recipes and stuff that potentially give you that shorter, so that you don't have to be doing it all the time. I have a recipe for where you make the dough ahead of time and then you just reach in whenever you want to make bread for that day. You can make bread and you just pull it out. So yeah, you can make bread dough and store it in your fridge. It's just fine. You just got to make sure that it warms up so it can rise properly. So I think that's what's important. You know, here at the cottage, I'm working on slowing down. It's a little bit hard for my boyfriend because he's one of those needs to be busy all day kind of people. So I'm actually thinking about, I have been talking to him, not thinking about, but have been talking to him about baking. So that he can get a better quality of food going into his body. Not that we all need all those wonderful carbs and everything all the time, because yes, there's other illnesses that can be created from that. But, you know, simply if he could start the bread when he gets up, by the time our day goes through, I can pick it up and then tomorrow we have a fresh bread. And probably fresh bread for a couple of days, because I've got a recipe that makes 2 loaves. So you don't have to sit there and mass produce. And like I said, I found that recipe for make ahead bread sort of type thing. And on YouTube, oh my goodness, just go and troll everywhere. There's lots of channels on here, how to do stuff old school, from gardening, baking, crochet, you know, embroidery. There's just so many in the back. It's not just all music videos and gaming and new age stuff and learning how to, you know, fix your car, etc. There's a lot of really good stuff on YouTube for just great home basics. It's where I'm learning some stuff about composting. And there's another thing. Composting is the ability to take waste and turn it into dirt for your gardening. But there again, it's a slow process and it takes time. So I'm thinking that's the point in all of this, that slowing down is a good thing. It's a wonderful thing. And that it opens up opportunities to set a stage for your day that says it's okay to breathe. So on that note, I think while my boyfriend is off at work, I'll get some bread started. Just something simple like some hot cross bun things to use up some stuff I found in the cupboard that I think is still good because it's not even opened. Some fruit for Christmas cake type thing, because I'm in that mood to just use up or get rid of. And yeah, so breathe. That's part of being embracing peace, love, and happiness. you know, is to relax. And although Vid did kind of get us all to take that step back and gave us time and opportunities to go learn new things, I don't think that as we're kind of moving through the thing that we're really embracing that sort of old school, just go and do the way it was when our grandparents and great grandparents did things, you know. And then when you're done that, go watch your favorite show. we're currently playing catch up, for me anyways, of The Flash on Netflix. So yes, cup of tea, relax, fill the house full of the wonderfulnesses of yeast and spices and just things, and then marry everything else in between as we go along there. So sunshine on my shoulder. Let's see if I can get it on my shoulder. There we go, sort of. Makes me happy. Anyways, talk to you guys later. Hey everybody, I'm just going to wrap up this video so I can start getting it put together. It is Thursday, so pajamas, bed hair day, cup of tea. Did manage to get the bills paid. Been forgetting about that all week, so yay, some of them are not actually due into April, so we're sort of ahead of schedule, so yay. Managed to get some baking done. The trailer is almost finished. I'll be doing another separate video. Probably will end up in next week's video. So this is kind of a wrap up for the week on the end of the video here. So trailer's getting done. I did some baking. I've had a decent week despite having issues because of weather sparking arthritis. God, I look tired. Sort of like Mr. Sandman. No, need that for bedtime. But yes, let's see, I did baking, trailer. I've done a bunch of writing, and not like 100 ton of writing, just short little bits on a few pages. And definitely was a couple times this week. So I hope to be putting out a reading and the craft project. Today needs to be a rest day, so it's a perfect day to sort of say screw off housework, yard work, and be kind to myself and do stuff, because that's what I wanted for 2022, was to be kind to myself. So in a good way, not the avoidance kind of way. So paying bills, making videos, I've been knitting a lot, which is kind of nice. I've done some up until this point I did some coasters, some for spring and Easters. I've got some started for summers, so I can have some seasonal ones just to shake things up. Not that I need more stuff, but you know, crafts give you something to do in a positive way, and they make me feel real good. And with cats running around, you never know when you spill stuff, so having a ton of coasters is never a bad thing, especially ones you made yourself. Anyways, so I will be having trying to get a video with the craft project. There might be two. Looks like there's going to be 2 videos next week. Hopefully, we'll actually be in spring next week and get out of wintering. The buds on my trees out front look slightly different, and there's more sort of spring energy, so this is good, type thing, and that means more yard work, but oh well, whatever. So blah blah dee 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 dee, tongue doesn't work today. Tongue doesn't wanna work today. Yeah, I'm having a day. Oh my god. But life is good no matter what is going on with me. I'm generally happy. I really, really am happy. So yes, I'm going to wrap this up. I just wanted to kind of let sort of what's coming up and what's been doing. Probably in the video, the main video next week, I'll be talking about Easter projects, some quick and simple ones. If you want to get ahead, I'm just going to use stuff off Bag O' Day because she's easy to follow. Crystal is so easy to follow. So I'll set that up because there's still a couple of weeks if you just want to have a few little things to whip up that are permanent. Because, like, I no longer have to dye eggs anymore. I just have to kind of scooch them up and make them look eggy shaped, you know. And for this one, I just doubled yarn, and I used regular yarn. This one is cotton yarn, like the stuff you make dishcloths out of, and then this one is just like yarn, white and a multicolored yarn, and then just whatever stuffing I had lying around to fill them. So yeah, these Easter eggs are really, really simple, and once you make them, then you have them. My cats are being very good. They don't see them as toys. I'm never going to use that pattern for toys for them. But anyways, and that way I'm consuming less, because a couple things I've been watching this last week have made it very abundantly clear that in order for me to have my happiness and to live happy in my financial status as it sits, letting go, just absolutely letting go of everything. Yeah, as she sewed, just let it go, because the mass consumption of stuff is what's putting everybody in debt. It's what's making us feel like we can't keep up. It's and it's causing friction in relationships. We've been convinced our wants are our needs, and that's not true. So yeah, my boyfriend and I have been definitely sitting down and talking about finances, because there's a financial change coming in our future that potentially is going to make us less financially comfortable. Not that we can't pay everything and have some kind of a life, but if there's the cushion, there's going to be that little bit of a cushion is going to be kind of gone. So more, hey, I think it would behoove us to pay more attention to things that may come up, especially since in a few months the house, this is mine, and at any time, you know, with owning a house, and it will be official, some paperwork in June, because all the transfer from Kirk to me is now all done. But anyway, so that's like yay. But anyways, I've sort of lost the train, derailed there. It is so easy to sit there and feel like a want is a need, because the desire to have it is so much. So my boyfriend and I are going to be having a conversation about what is the reality in the financial situation, so that we can focus, get that all settled, and then we can focus on the fantasy side of things. Even if some things never happen. I don't have money for broad, big travel plans, but sometimes it's good to just sit on the internet and look at pictures of Scotland and just go imagine myself walking along the Hebrides, you know, the Highlands, and you know, hanging out by a lock, you know. You know, sit under a tree and read a book if there's a tree there, you know, find a rock to hide behind. But just vacate, you know. Rockefeller, I am not. So anyways, peace, love, and happiness, everybody. Big hugs. Like, oh my goodness. Things to be grateful for. The fur kitties, the fur kiddos, my boyfriend, you guys all on YouTube, my 55 subscribers. I'm proud of myself for no matter what, I hang in there, and I take my Tigger self and I bounce, and I'm proud of myself because I am just trying to be kind to myself and continue to keep moving forward as much as I possibly can, whenever I can. And things that make me smile, spring is coming, which means the garden center at Walmart and Canadian Tire and potentially even No Frills will have stuff. It'll be stuff, plants. And I have put aside a small amount of money to allow me to play in the dirt and pretty up the yarn. So anyways, hugs everybody. Sunshine to you all. We got lots of wind here today. But yes, peace, love, and happiness again. Hang in there and smile, and just check out all other stuff on YouTube where go find some funny stuff. There's lots of comedians on YouTube and on Netflix. Laughter is the best medicine. Bye.